Propaganda has been called the second battlefield of war. While soldiers fight on the front lines, another war rages behind the scenes, a war for hearts and minds. From ancient empires to modern superpowers, propaganda has shaped how wars begin, how they are fought, and how they're remembered. Today, we're diving deep into the history of propaganda in warfare, its evolution, psychology, and its dangerous power. Let's start with definitions. Propaganda isn't just about lies. It's a strategic communication tool designed to influence public opinion or behavior. It's emotional, not logical. It appeals to fear, pride, patriotism, or hatred. And it doesn't always need to be false to be effective. The term propaganda actually comes from the Catholic Church Congregatio de Propaganda Fide, created in 1622 to promote the faith. But the concept is much older. Empires have long used symbolic messaging. Think of Roman triumphs or inscriptions boasting of conquests as early forms of state-sponsored narrative. World War I marked a turning point. It was the first industrial war and also the first mass media war. Governments like Britain and Germany developed centralized propaganda offices to manage public perception. The British War Propaganda Bureau, known as Wellington House, used respected authors like H.G. Wells and Arthur Conan Doyle to shape opinions. They spread stories of German atrocities, some exaggerated, some fabricated, like the infamous rape of Belgium. Why? Because public support was crucial. Democracies needed citizens to enlist, buy war bonds, and endure hardship. Propaganda turned war into a moral crusade. In World War II, propaganda reached new levels of sophistication and saturation. The Nazis built an entire propaganda ministry under Joseph Goebbels. Using film, radio, and mass rallies, they constructed an ideology of racial purity and national destiny. Leni Riefenstahl's triumph of the will was as much a weapon as a tank. The Allies countered with their own strategies. In the U.S., Rosie, the Riveter, empowered women to join the war effort. Cartoons like Looney Tunes mocked Axis leaders. In the USSR, propaganda emphasized sacrifice and the Great Patriotic War narrative. This was total war where even culture was weaponized. The Cold War wasn't fought with bullets, it was fought with ideas. Both the US and the USSR used propaganda to frame themselves as moral superpowers. America championed freedom and capitalism through everything from Voice of America radio to Hollywood films. The Soviet Union pushed Marxist ideology through education, art, and international solidarity movements. Psychological warfare and disinformation campaigns became common. Remember Operation Infection? The KGB spread a false narrative that the US invented HIV, a classic example of active measures or covert propaganda operations. Propaganda was no longer just national, it was global, strategic, and psychological. Today, the battlefield has moved online. Modern propaganda is decentralized. States, terrorist groups, and even lone actors use social media to spread narratives. ISIS mastered the use of YouTube and Twitter to recruit globally. Russia's troll farms during the Ukraine conflict used fake accounts and memes to divide public opinion. We now live in an age of information warfare. Deepfakes, algorithmic manipulation, and bots blur the line between truth and fiction. The 2020s have shown that propaganda doesn't just support wars, it can start them. Propaganda raises uncomfortable questions. Is it ever justified? Can democracies use it without betraying their principles? When does persuasion become manipulation? As AI and virtual reality evolve, the future of propaganda is more immersive, more personal, and potentially more dangerous. Scholars warn of cognitive warfare targeting how people think, not just what they think. From ancient monuments to TikTok psyops, propaganda has always been the silent partner of war. Understanding it isn't just about history, it's about survival in the age of information. If this deep dive got you thinking, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment with your thoughts. And remember, in war, truth is often the first casualty.